Hello, and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the Algebra 1 concept of laws of exponents. This is standard A.11B in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 6 of the 2024 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. All right, so we have this expression here, and we simply need to find its equivalent, assuming that x and y are defined. So I'm leaving space here because we should have our reference materials open whenever we see these laws of exponents here. Because right there, these properties of exponents, that's going to be extremely helpful for us. And so we know that all we've got is that 1/3, right? So let's rewrite this here so we don't lose that. 1/3. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use different colors here to kind of get each of these going. 6x squared y, and then all of that is squared. And then I've got this 2x to the third, y to the fourth, right? And what we're thinking about is we're thinking about PEMDAS, right? We're thinking about doing it in that order still. And we don't necessarily have parentheses. I mean, we do have parentheses there, right? That's what that P stands for. But that's really talking about operations within parentheses like addition, subtraction, or anything like that. Really, these are just all terms that are being multiplied by each other, and we could drop the parentheses except for that exponent. That's what's really keeping the parentheses there. So let's deal with that one first. Okay, so when we have a power of a power, you see that right here? Okay, so we have a to the m power, and then you raise that to the n power, you end up multiplying the two exponents. So let's do that. Let's take our squared, and what we're going to do is we are just going to distribute that out. So 6 squared, x squared squared, and then y squared. So that's the same as that. So my 6 squared is going to be 36. My x squared squared is the same as x to the 2 times 2 power, right? So that's going to be x to the fourth, right? Because I'm doing both of those exponents times each other, and then y to the second. Now what I could do is I can bring everything else down. We can really drop the parentheses. 2x to the third, y to the fourth. Let's bring down my 1/3. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to all one color. I want to get all the same terms together. So I've got just my numbers, my constants, right? So I've got 1/3, 36, and 2. So let's do 36 over 3, right? That's the same as multiplying the 1/3 times 36. That's going to equal 12 times this 2. So I'm looking at 24. All right. Now let's deal with my x's. I've just got an x to the fourth and an x to the third. What happens when I have two bases that are the same? Well, you see right here, the product of powers, you end up adding the exponents. Okay, so that's going to end up being x to the 4 plus 3, right? So that's going to end up being x to the 7th. So far, I've got 24, x to the 7th, and then let's check my y's. I've got a y to the 2nd, y to the 4th, still doing the same product of powers. So it's going to end up being y to the 2nd plus 4th, or y to the 2 plus 4. And then we put that together, that ends up being y to the 6th. So what I'm seeing here is 24, x to the 7th, y to the 6th. Let's get rid of that. And let's see how we're doing. We do see an answer right there, and that's going to be that B. We notice on some of these, that's actually one of the only ones that has the correct constants there. D has 24, but it's got x to the 12th and y to the 8th, right? And that's if we are multiplying that they ended up multiplying their exponents rather than adding. So answer is B.